Hello and welcome to Season of War. Back at you tonight with another Age of Sigmar matchup. Have Ridge back on the channel for another game and bringing in a new army. Your Skaven, well, an old army for you.
Yeah, my pride and joy.
Yeah. So this is your first army coming into actually Warhammer Fantasy when you were getting started.
Yep.
Starting with Skaven and bringing the Rat Boys back out today.
Yeah, it was a lot of rebasing, so you'll see a lot of old paint jobs. These are my first hero I ever painted. It's just so nostalgic for me. So.
Cool. Well, just a couple of quick announcements. Obviously, we're playing on our kind of new Badlands Goblin Grotto terrain from Printable Scenery. They have some great files online for 3D printing terrain. So obviously, I 3D printed this and got it all painted up, but having those digital files takes a huge, obviously, step out of the process of not having to do the building. So
yes.
Love this stuff, looks great, and obviously excited to be playing with it now.
Mm-hmm.
Also talking about terrain, we're actually preparing to start working on 2 new sets as we're like, at the time of recording, we're like 1 or 2 members away from hitting our first membership goal, which will be unlocking 2 new terrain boards. So you guys have probably heard me say the one we're going to do is going to be an Elven kind of Gyran themed board, and then leaving it up for to the premium members to vote on the second board. And they're to have some really cool options. There's kind of some varied, interesting ideas that we have. So whichever the premium members like the best, we'll build up.
Yeah,
so
kind of biased with the first one being elves, but you know.
Oh yeah, well, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Talking about our premium members, they also have a lot of say in terms of what we're doing on the channel, whether it's matchups or army lists, and they actually picked my army for this game. So when we let them know you were bringing your Skaven out, they chose to have me play Sylvaneth. Yeah. Thinking maybe this will be a good matchup for them. Hopefully they can show some of their strengths. But so far, no dice have been rolled, but things are already looking good for me.
Yes.
Because the mission we rolled today was Blade's Edge. So this is somewhat favorable because I outdropped you. I have some teleporting and Tree Revenant, so maybe you might see me taking first turn and getting on all the objectives.
It took about 5 minutes of us deploying, and then I'm like, okay, yep, Tree Revenant. Okay,
you know what
it's going to drop here, drop here, and then of course Jordan starts smiling as I'm like unfolding what his plan is already going to be.
Also then, we rolled a Realm, again, following in Sylvaneth's favor of rolling Ulgu, so all the terrain is overgrown. Now, I already had my Wildwoods for blocking line of sight. I knew we were going to be key in this matchup because you have a lot of shooting, but none of it flies. So the fact that now all the terrain on the board blocks line of sight, really favorable for me because I went really combat heavy with this build. Mm-hmm. Well, with that, do you want to take me through your list?
So my Arch Warlock is my general. He has the command trait Overseer of Destruction, so that allows him to pick 3 weapon teams, wholly within 13, and then reroll hits. So essentially I have 3 rattling guns. That's exactly what they're for. Yeah. And then my other hero is the Grey Seer. Can't leave home without him. He's amazing. And then he has Skitter Leap. So as we were talking, everyone knows the little trick where you Skitter Leap a hero over, shoot Vortex or some spells, and then come back through the Null. So yes. And then my third hero is the Grey Seer on Screaming Bell. I used to always run the Warp Seer because I love the 30-inch Battle Shock community. But I love the old Bell, and you know what I mean? Yeah. You might get that roll at the beginning, -1 to hit. I also brought my Vermin Lord, so just in case I roll 6s,
You're being hopeful, optimistic.
Yeah, so we'll see. And then he has the spell Death Frenzy. So essentially that lets any of the Storm Vermin or anything that I cast it on pile in when they die. Yeah. And then I brought a unit of 20 Clan Rats, unit of 20 Clan Rats, and then a unit of 40 Storm Vermin. And then the only other unit I have is a Doom Wheel, and I need something to cast more Warp Power on, and then, like I said, the 3 Rattling Guns.
Cool.
And then Endless Spells, I brought the Vortex, everyone's favorite, and then I actually just painted up Vermintide, because like I was telling Jordan, I think it actually has a really good place, as blocking and, more control. And it still can do some mortal wounds and just kind of be annoying. So I being a little bit better of a player now, I've learned a little more controlling kind of things and bringing kind of spells that at first I might have thought were not as good. But yeah.
And then you have Balewind also?
And Balewind Vortex, yes. Yeah. And a CP.
CP, yes. Cool. So today I'm taking a little bit more of a traditional Sylvaneth list, going with the subfaction of Winterleaf. What I'm running today is I have 3 units of 10 Dryads and a Branch Wraith who are in the Forest Folk Battalion. Just lets those units retreat and charge. Not super significant for them. Mm-hmm. But it gives me the CP, lowers my drops a little bit, and importantly gives me a second item, which in this list I put the second item is Spirit Sound Stave on my Branch Wraith. That'll make the Branch Wraith a 2-cast wizard, and giving her the spell Throne of Vines, which gives her potentially +2 to cast each time she casts it.
Yes.
Other heroes, I have Durthu in here. Obviously no Dire Strike anymore because the Realm artifacts are gone, but he has the Winterleaf artifact, which he gets to let a unit once per game attack twice, pile in and attack twice in the combat phase. So that can be bait for that one key moment, but it's a little bit harder with Sylvaneth to really apply your force where you want to. So we'll see if I can, like you said, pull that off and the plan goes the way I want it to. But potentially that's a bait item. Otherwise, I have Drycha, just great utility hero, gets to cast, shoot, good in combat, good at everything, kind of master of none. And then I have the Arch Revenant, who is currently deployed in the Spear Paths off the board. Because he flies, you would be able to target him even with all the overgrown. So I don't want him getting shot off. So I'll be able to just deep strike him into one of my Wildwoods when I feel like it. Otherwise, I have 2 units of Tree Revenants, both in terrain, just hiding for now. And then 2 units of Kurnoth Hunters, 1 of 3 with swords, 1 of 6 with scythes. So obviously both those units are good melee output units. In combination with the Arch Revenant, I can give them +1 attack. Also reroll 1s to hit within range of him, and it's 18 inches because he is my general. And his command trait is the one I have to take for Winterleaf, which when he takes wounds in melee on a 5-up, you take a mortal wound. So could be interesting, but not super relevant. One thing I think is going to be relevant in this game, because you have a little bit more kind of horde units, is my command ability from Winterleaf is an anti-horde one. So it's like a shooting attack. Within 12 of any of my heroes, I can spend 1 command point and roll 1 dice per model of the unit I target. And any 6s do mortal wounds. So against your unit of 40, I get to roll 40 dice, and any 6s do mortals.
Do 6 or 7 mortals,
And I can do that command ability multiple times. So, getting that off once or twice into that unit is probably going to be my best bet to try and deal with it. So after we finished deployment, then we also chose auxiliary objectives. So do you want to take me through your 2 chosen ones first?
So I took 2 actually that I don't normally take because, again, I'm not playing Seraphon, but I guess Overwhelm I could still get. So I took Overwhelm, which is kill a unit with my battle lines.
One of my heroes.
Or one of your heroes, with battle lines. So I figured with the Spirit of Durthu, Drycha, you know what I mean? I
have 4 heroes.
And
like we said, they, these 2 have a few more wounds, but they're still not the most resilient.
And then the other one I took was Cornered. So that's just having 2 units, I think, with one of your heroes. So kind of double bang for my buck. If I can do that and kill him, then I can get both my secondaries essentially just right away. So
nice. Well, for me, I took 2 again that I actually similarly haven't used super often. One being Pillage, which is pick a terrain piece in your territory. And I just have to end just within 3 of it at the end of any round. And I store that one. So this piece is just barely in your within your territory. So I'm going to choose this piece. And then my second one is Vengeful Counter. So a bit of an interesting one. But again, we both have some weaker units and some hammer units. So there's a good chance that we'll be able to trade off or make some trades throughout this. So
I had that one before. I actually had that one, and then I switched it for Cornered.
Nice. So going with Vengeful Counter, again, hoping that between how many weak units I have, shouldn't be hard for me to position one of them when I'm getting somewhere dangerous, when I also have a unit in a good position.
There's a good chance it's going to happen.
But with that, I think we're ready to get started with the game. And as we said, I outdropped you here. Having the battalion, I think I was down at 7 or 8 drops, but you were at 12, so pretty easy there for me. And as we alluded to, I am going to take first here. So just this mission really favors taking first, obviously.
Big time.
Jumping ahead on the score lead. And to score all 6 points potentially. And then every round, starting the second round, one objective goes away. So it's harder and harder to catch up.
This is definitely one that you see that a lot. And I've played against many like orcs and certain things that they alpha you, they take all 6, and then you're battling to get back, and it's 1 point less each turn. So
and Sylvaneth also being an army that really, I feel, has to play for the objectives. Because they're good in combat, but they don't necessarily have as many tricks as other armies. But
yeah,
we'll obviously see what I can do, and we'll see what Skaven's going to do here too.
See how much I can unbind.
Yeah, we'll go into top of round 1 with Sylvaneth going first. Alright, so finish up Sylvaneth turn 1. Like we were talking about, I needed 3 things in my hero phase to go for my plan A, so to speak. Got 2 of the 3, so I had to go to like plan B, plan C.
Yeah.
Really what I was trying to do was set up the Spite Swarm Hive, which I got the +3 on, or was able to do the +3 to a bunch of stuff. I got Throne of Vines off to make that cast even easier.
Yep.
And out of your unbind range was key. But Drycha failed to cast the Wildwoods. Now you could have still unbound that, but that really would have let me throw a Woods down here. And I would have had the option to move my Kurnoth, move Durthu in, even drop him down for a 6-inch charge, and potentially get into you right away with an attack twice. And, these strong units, potentially Durthu making something attack last.
That could have hurt. Yeah,
could have hurt.
Big time, yeah.
But again, unlike some of the stronger armies, not a guarantee.
No.
You need a couple things. But I have the Spite Swarm Hive in place, so that is still a threat anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, then my movement phase was pretty much just spreading out. At the start of it, I had to teleport my 2 units of Tree Reps. One teleported here, staying in cover. You can't see or shoot them.
Yep.
Just edging this objective. Same with these Tree Revenants. For the center one, just hiding in the little mushrooms, tagging that objective. And then I auto-ran these Dryads, the 6.
Or CP, just to make sure.
Yes, spent the CP to make them run 6, putting them at 13, meaning I just got on the edge of that objective.
Yep.
And then just kind of spread out a little bit. Zoned over here. I know you have the teleport and you can drop the Vortex down.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't want you to just throw that in the middle of my army. It would be hugely detrimental, so that's why I kind of was very particular about zoning.
Yep.
And other than that, with the +3 movement, I actually got Drycha just to the edge of 18 in range of your Storm Vermin.
Yep.
Did her shooting, 20 shots, managed to take out 6 guys there, so good start. You don't have to worry about battle shock, but whittling that unit down is important.
Yeah, it was wholly within 13 of my belt.
Yeah, so no worries for battle shock.
Yeah.
And again, where I'm positioned, I am out of range of a lot of your shooting. Now you'll be able to shoot at stuff like the Dryads, but
it's going to be a far charge too as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, even, but yeah, it's on the edge of 18, so you'd have to roll a 12 on your charge.
Yeah.
So not the easiest. Feel pretty safe, but you will have the chance, because I took first, at getting priority in round 2.
Yes, and the double would be pretty big. Although, like you said,
a lot of my stuff is still safe.
Yeah.
So I'm risking Drycha a little bit, but I thought that was worth it.
Yeah,
so
let's see what I can do.
Yeah.
I'm actually super excited.
Yeah,
this is my first
good game.
Skaven hero, first Skaven phase in many years. So.
I feel like this is a good matchup. So
yeah.
With that, we'll be going into Skaven turn 1 at the bottom of round 1.
Awesome.
All right, so finishing up. Oh, this is your turn, not mine.
yeah. So finishing up my my first turn here. Pretty successful. Some crazy things happened, and that's why I'm playing Skaven. So just the craziest, I rolled 46 for the Doom Wheels move, and I rolled 3 6s and a 2.
Yeah, so 20-inch move.
Yeah, so I ended up, at first I wanted to actually bring him over here, But the way I moved my storm
Too many
vermin,
bodies.
yeah, too many bodies. I blocked it up, so he had to go this way. So I didn't even see what I needed to roll. But anyways, yeah, so I rolled 20. I was within 13 of Drycha. So with more warp power on him, I rolled a 7 for his shots. So 7 shots. Yeah, threes were rolling, minus 1 d3 damage. So I think I did 9. I got 3 d3 and I rolled 3 threes.
Yeah.
So I did 9 damage there. And then my cannon was in range as well. So obviously no need to overcharge it. So I think I rolled a 2 for its power. So yeah,
Finished her off.
5 or 6 mortals. Yeah. So finished her off. I actually moved all my clan just move, made both the charges there. Yeah, and then that was the plan with the storm vermin as well. I gave them the Vigor Dust Injector, so +1 to hit, +1 to charge. So they, I think, rolled a 6, but got them in. If I rolled a huge number, I actually probably could have got in here, and maybe possibly, got a little more
bodies on the objective.
Yeah. The Grey Seer was the big play that obviously, like I was saying before. So you zoned out the gnaw holes really well, but there was a good little spot right here with 9. So I skitter leaped the Grey Seer. Yeah. I cast 3d6 with the gnaw, or the warp spark to cast.
Roll the 1, 2, 3
vortex, but roll a 1, 2, 3 because I would have got 1 there and 2 in there and there, and it would have
started doing some work for sure.
Yeah, and I guess Strike should died either way, but just having that there is crazy. So yeah, I didn't pan out. But anyways, yeah, so I went there and there. So I got some battle shocks to roll.
Yes, a couple battle shocks.
So I lost 4 here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually 4 bravery, but I'm +2 for every 10. So I'm at 2. So on a 3, 1's gonna run, and then
so 1 runs.
So 1 runs. So that's fine. But this one I lost 6. So same thing. So it's straight up just D6 are gonna run for them. Nice. 2.
Not too bad.
And I just thought with Jordan too, because if he gets turned, he can teleport out of combat with those tree revs.
Yeah.
So I do want to try to keep at least 3 on there. This guy's going to be out, so he's for sure going to be gone.
I would have liked a nice juicy 6 there.
Yes, that would have really helped, because I don't know if you counted who has the point here.
Well, it depends on battle shock.
Oh, that's right, for you as well.
So yeah, I'm going to have to roll battle shock here, and I want to roll under or 4 or less. I roll that, so
1.
Yeah, regardless, I think I'll have at least 7 dies, and I think you would at most have 7 dies there.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had rolled a 6,
yeah,
then we would have tied.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so even if I have 7.
And I have 7, so we're tied on that one. So
yeah,
a 6.
Yep.
Yeah, a 6, and I would have lost 1 more.
Yep. Okay, cool. And then my storm vermin are still wholly within 13 of my belt for immunity.
Over here, I'll have to do battle shock on those guys. On a 6, they did a free reroll from their ability.
Yep.
So no reason not to.
Oh, man.
5. They lost 2, so that means they just lose 1 more die.
Yeah.
Because
I roll 2 2s, you roll 6 5 with a reroll.
I mean, that's how it goes, right?
Yep.
When you're
the Skaven are brave, clearly.
So this poor sapling is gone.
So I'm just gonna get 1, 2, just my own 3.
Yeah. So that's obviously what I was going for, trying to get the advantage scoring wise.
Yep.
But actually, I'm feeling pretty scared. Obviously, if you win the priority here, you'll be able to even just retreat. Well, you have retreat and charge, so you can take all 3 of my objectives. You might actually have trouble with this one ending outside of range.
Yep.
So maybe not on that one. But
yeah, or I just retreat and charge back in and pin them.
Exactly. You have that option. So you get to
good skill.
Just improve your positioning, improve your movement. Especially on these guys, is going to be huge.
Yes. I didn't get Death Frenzy off on them, which is pretty notable.
Yeah, and I only killed 2 here, but I think you've lost 8 total now. So
yeah,
slowly whittling down that unit. Really, obviously here, priority. I'm feeling I'm not. It's going to be bad if I don't get it, objective wise. But
yeah,
you never know.
Yep.
So we'll roll it, see how it goes. That's a cock.
And I got a 6.
Looked like I was looking like a 6.
The cock again. Roll it again.
No, 4. So it's yours.
With this one, it's tough though because you're gonna burn 1.
Yeah.
But like we just said, I can retreat the storm vermin and probably get them all up into there. Because the guns aren't gonna do anything.
Yeah, that's one. I am positioned very defensively. Now you can finish off chaff and take objectives, but you're not necessarily going to be killing anything too strong.
Yeah, I think I still have to take it though because yes.
Okay. So you're going to take the turn. I'm going to burn this center objective.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll go into Skaven, or top of round 2, and Skaven turn 2.
Sounds good. All right, awesome. End of Skaven turn 2. Going in, there was a few things. I knew a lot of my guns weren't going to be into any of the meat, so I wasn't going to be able to get a lot of the shooting off I wanted to get done.
Yeah.
So I was going to try to cast the vortex here and then not get dirt through, just get the other stuff. But I'm just like, I can't get any shooting in. I'm going for it. So I skitter leap the Grey Seer even further.
Yeah.
And then I cast vortex, and I think I got a 6-4 and a 2, so I was on a 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, that spell, like we were just talking, it's too good. Yeah.
It is painful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually end up doing any wounds on both of the procs to the branch
Wraith.
The branch Wraith. Did a couple to the other.
4 wounds on the Kurnoth, and then obviously big thing, 4 wounds on Durthu. Brackets him.
Yep.
He's hugely dropped in output now.
And he can't run now.
Not that Sylvaneth never has running charge, so
no,
that doesn't
I guess
matter.
none of that doesn't even matters. But yeah, and then I shot both of my doom wheel at the branch wraith, and that actually did sneak into 4 wounds. So left her on a wound. No other way to do damage.
With -2 to hit.
Yeah.
-1 from the Wildwood being holy within 6, and then -1 from Lookout Sir.
Yep.
-2 still got number of hits through. So
yeah. I think I had 6 dice on 5s.
Yeah.
And then I put all three were wounding on 3s, and I rolled 3 3s. Yeah. So made 2 of those.
But I got lucky with your damage.
Yeah, a 2, a 1, and a 1. But anyways, yeah. So did that. And then I just wanted to get my storm vermin, obviously, in this point. Here, I was going to run and then just stay outside of 3 and just hold both of those, but I wanted to kill the 2 teleporting tree revs just in case you can.
Yep.
Now you can pick them up at a combat. Like, you're going to be outside 9 here anyways. But I don't know. Just try to clean that up. Everything else, I rolled +1 to cast with my Peel of Doom. So, can't help with the unbinding and stuff too. But yeah, it's I got Death Frenzy off was the biggest thing that I needed to get off. And I got it off just by that +1 to cast from my Peel of Doom, or else I wouldn't have. So that was huge. So now when you inevitably go into those Storm Vermin, they're going to be hitting you back with that. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of the shooting is just, I've been back here and everything of yours is back there. So it's just been...
Now, is that a pile in an attack or just attack?
It is, I believe they can pile in and attack when they die.
Worth noting, because that's actually a big difference, because if you only get to attack, you have to be in range, right? And with my 2-inch range, I could have 1 guy tagged, the other 5 strung out, not within range. So
I'll definitely
may limit things.
Definitely look it up. I hope it's pilot attack now that I'm saying this.
Yeah. Regardless, I can still do that move.
Yeah.
Either way, you're gonna have less guys in. The further I am back from you.
Yeah, you can definitely pick certain parts of it to pile into.
And I know realistically, there's no way I'm not going to be taking. I mean, if you roll your 3 up or 2 up, depending on how many I'm close to here, I'm probably going to lose a Turnoth Hunter before, in the end of my movement phase.
Yeah.
So I'll only have 5 guys there. So not the greatest, but
no, we'll
do what we can.
Yeah, and then just I think this guy's going to probably run for the hills. The solo dude
over
here.
He's automatically running this poor lone dryad.
And then you actually killed 4 here with the couple spite revs. So I haven't used a CP even this turn. Like I was going to use Gnaw Bones, but they were going to clear that out. So I haven't had to use any. So I'm going to use my CP to make them run from the Gracier there. He's within 6.
Mm-hmm. Then you'll store 5 points here.
I'm going to score full,
Yeah. Doesn't look good right now, but obviously I still have my turn. I think I'm going to be in an okay spot going into the next priority roll.
Yep.
Your rats aren't very hardy. I'm going to probably be able to put Turnoth Hunters in here. My Dryads will take this one back, potentially even taking both of these. Mm-hmm. And then, I'm going to obviously be trying to do as much work as I can over here into all this stuff.
And if you get a double, then that's going to be massive.
So it's not you put me on the back foot. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's the risk of taking first turn and the potential double. So knew that was there was a potential for that. So I'm not in the best spot, but I'm far from out of this game. I think still. So.
And I was unsure because like when I was you could see when I was thinking about if I wanted to take the turn, I think I had to for obvious not even obvious reasons because my cannon and my guns were out of range of all your meat, the stuff that I want to shoot and I want to kill. So,
you were taking the turn, let you push up onto all the objectives.
Exactly.
Whereas
I needed to score.
I would have been able to hold you back a little more on your turn. So it's a trade-off, right?
Yeah.
I burned one of yours, but you still managed to capture them all. So I think you had a better chance at scoring 5 taking the first turn.
For sure.
Rather than if you had given me the turn, you might have burned one of mine, but you still would you wouldn't have probably been able to get on all 5 on your turn.
No. So getting the points, exactly. I know in this, you need to get the points while they're there. You can't be screwing around. So yeah, awesome.
But that's it. So we'll be going into Sylvaneth turn 2 at the bottom of the round.
Sounds good.
All right, so finish up my turn with Sylvaneth. Mixed review.
Mixed emotions.
Yeah. I did get my Wildwood off, which was pretty important for getting Durthu out of combat here, or sorry, out of the mess he was in back here, and even stuck behind all the endless spells. And also I teleported my Branch Wraith with him, and then actually teleported my single True Revenant with his little pipes. So anyways, he ran into those guys. I had +3 to charge from the Spiteswarm Hive. So he got into those guys, killed only 7 rats. Again, he's taking 3 wounds, so he immediately drops from flat 6 damage where he would have instantly killed 12. Again, 3s and 3s, not
Never
the most
good.
reliable, so I only had 2 of 5 attacks go through.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you before the game, actually, I haven't run Durthu since we lost the Realm Artifacts.
Yep.
And while I liked that change overall for the game, it really hurt Durthu because he was only really like reliable in any sense.
Yeah.
With Gyre Strike and the +1
hit and wound,
Yeah, so sent him over there. Realistically, had the Kurnoth Hunters again at the end of your turn. We were talking about whether you would get the pile in and attack or it was just an attack.
Yeah.
And they do get pile in and attack. Now I was like, fine with that because I was actually planning to kill a bunch in shooting with my sub-faction command ability. I could have spent 2 CP, rolled 32 dice, and then another 25 if I kill a couple, and done mortals on 6s. So I was set up to do that, kill probably 10 before I charge in, which meant you wouldn't have been hitting me back, way lighter because you would have been under 30 models.
Yeah.
But with the wording on that ability, I didn't realize you don't actually have to be in combat to get the pile in and attack. So
it's just when they get
me sitting outside of 3, that was just a silly, in hindsight, not knowing exactly the wording on that.
Yeah.
I could have sat at 5 with +3 to charge, and you're not getting any attacks in.
You fully shot them. I didn't know you could do that. You can stack that shooting attack as well.
Yeah, you can do it multiple times because it's command ability. And there's no limit.
Yeah, that
But so I could have sat outside 5 with a guaranteed charge.
Yep.
Killed 10 guys, then did a maybe not a guaranteed charge if you pull from the front, but at worst it's a 7-inch charge and I have +3, so I'm pretty confident
there. It's a good chance you'd be in for sure. Yeah.
So I would have been way better position there. Then did all my attacks through.
Just deterred. It's
good.
I
would have killed. Realistically, you would be another 10 models down going into Battle Shock, where you would have been losing. Here you're losing, maybe a few models. But you would have been losing like 10 plus a few models.
That also might have changed my pile into.
That's true. You might have been able to be wholly within. That's true.
You'll find out that I actually, because I piled in more, I'm actually outside of mine.
Realistically, though, it would have let me kill a bunch well before my Kurnoth Hunters are taking those hits back.
Yes.
Because of that, at that point, it was too late. Knowing in hindsight the play, because you would have been able to pile in even in shooting, I decided not to shoot at all.
Yeah.
What would have been the smarter decision had I known that earlier is just to also teleport them over there, keep my power away, and just avoid this unit because that's probably the only unit I have that can deal with them. And not being able to use the spell, the command ability, shooting kind of ability, I should have just teleported that unit over there, still dropped my Arch Revenant down here, and just done the shooting.
Done the shooting and
do that twice. My Kurnoth are super safe. I can even send them in over here or something, start chewing through other stuff.
Yeah.
Or even just be set up for the double, be able to cripple your army, or just be defensive to give away the turn. But now in a bad position where I killed, only 10 models here. I even had like pretty poor output from my Kurnoth Hunters.
And the 10 of those did some
extra
good
attacks.
damage
And you clearly wiped my Kurnoth Hunters in return.
Yeah.
So that was, in all respects, a bad move, just with kind of knowing how that ability works. And it's like, okay, you get the pile in and attack. Okay, I was right. Okay, that's fine. I'll be able to do the shooting thing, but you don't even have to be in combat to do that.
It says when the model is slain, it can make a pile in move and then attack.
Yeah.
So for sure, I didn't realize it either until we were obviously
when we were killing it, like
and then bang.
Again, Durthu only killed 7 rats, which is pretty disappointing.
Yeah. There's a good chance that I think what they're for, I guess we can go Battle Shock.
Yeah.
So I lost 7. So I don't get my +1s or anything. So -3. So D6 +3. Yeah.
So you're losing 4 no matter what.
Yeah, they're gone.
So you only have 4.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, because I don't have 10. Oh, when they died, yeah.
Yeah.
So either way, yeah, they're going. And these guys are far gone. There's 2 here
Yeah,
that
so
survived. But
Kurnoth cleaned them up as well. So I did take a bunch of your objectives.
I do have to roll here, though, remember, because I was saying, so when I piled in,
Yes,
I killed a bunch when you killed the 10, and then my actual pile in, I got
to get max attacks in.
Got a lot more max attacks I wrapped around the back,
Yeah.
which I don't know if in hindsight now, if I should have, because I probably could have kept, if I wouldn't have done the wrap, I could have maybe 3 guys wouldn't have got in. So
3 or
now
4,
me looking back at that, but again, haven't played this army for a long time, so so I'm gonna lose 10.
Yeah.
So they are 5 bravery. I get +2 for every 10 instead of +1 being Skaven. So I'm gonna be +4. So that's gonna be 9. So D6 +1. I'm gonna run. Nice. And another. I rolled 2 from my battle shock every day. So 3 you're gonna run.
Yes.
So I can actually pull these 3 out, which are I think the ones that are hindering that ability.
So.
But I'm under 20 now, so
Yeah.
they're not +1 to hit.
I score 3 points here, so I'm ahead 1 point right now.
Yep.
But it's not really looking good. I would like priority here because you'll be able to burn one. Wherever you burn, I can pivot away from that objective and still, control stuff or kill stuff.
If I get turned here, I have a lot of firepower. Like I'm
yeah,
gonna be able to definitely clean that up.
100%.
Yeah. I think it's gonna.
Well, Durthu's you're not gonna be able to see because of the woods.
Well, I'll be able to Doom Wheel.
Oh, Doom Wheel. Yeah. Forgot about that. But he
might not be able to get in. Yeah,
to-
because the 3 and 3. Yeah. I don't know. Well, no, it'd be within 1 inch. So even if I went here, I'd be able to see.
No, because it's 1 inch. It's 1 inch
But
straight.
this part of his base.
It's closest point of the models.
Ah.
That's why I was saying over here previously.
It's center of the model to center.
Closest point of the model. Yeah.
Cool.
I guess center. Not even center necessarily. It's closest point. So we'd be measuring closest point from him to him.
To that, and there would be an inch. It'd be an inch of wood there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So there's no way you could shoot Durthu over there,
Mm-hmm.
unless with your speedy movement you get around back, which is not impossible.
Yeah, unless I roll 6, 6, 6, 6 for my movement. But either way, yeah, this is obviously the classic case of need to win this priority.
I don't know if
I think if I win this, I'm going to shoot you off. Because I'll definitely kill both of these. You might have Durthu, that's it.
Yeah, there'll be some play, but
They'll go into there.
we'll
They'll go
see.
into there.
We can just jump into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
5.
You got it.
So if I take this, you're gonna burn probably one of these 2 because you have no real power over there.
Yeah, I will probably burn this one.
Yeah. So I have this objective, no problem, just for moving on to it.
Yeah, this one guy's here, but you can definitely get more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take the turn.
You have to. I think you have to go
so
here.
We'll go into top of round 3 with Sylvaneth going first.
Sounds good.
All right, so wrapping up my turn 3. Not too much unexpected, just moved up, obviously pressuring this objective, trying to put pressure on you from all angles.
Yeah.
Moved the Kurnoth up, dropped 1 on this objective. You had 1 body, so I teleported my guy here, letting me put 2 into the Claw Lord and finish him off. So I took both these objectives. I hold that one, so I store 3 points here.
Mm-hmm.
Threw Durthu and the 10 Dryads into...
Doomwheel and the Grey Seer.
Yeah, exactly. And did my pile and attack twice with Durthu because I just need to kill stuff. I need to get that stuff dead.
Yeah.
And knowing how unreliable he is now that he's taken 4 wounds, on double pile-ins, he did a total of 5 wounds.
Yeah.
On 2 activations, Durthu did 5 wounds. Now that he's from his top to his second bracket.
Yeah. He's amazing.
This game, so I've said I don't take him anymore. Even with this new book, he was barely worth it. But now Dire Strike is gone from the Realm Artifacts.
Yeah.
It's like, this was like the one game since that I'm like, maybe I'll try him, see how he does. So this was his tryout, and it just assures me that I'm never going to put him in a list.
Yeah, just
again.
The D6 damage is rolling 1 on that, and it's just,
realistically, especially for kind of the list, he's neat, he's cute, he's fun, right? I love the model.
Yeah.
And just having that big 6 damage sword is potentially really cool. But stuff like this, anything with shooting or dead mortals in.
Anything to take the bracket.
It's like, just would have been better served here with a Tree Lord. That would have let me auto-summon that Wildwood turn 1, charge those Kurnoth into your front line, hem you back in. That would have been, obviously, kind of the smarter take. And what I was going to do, pretty much last minute, I'm just like, let's throw Durthu in.
Nice.
But... doing the best with the tools I got.
That's right, yeah.
So obviously killed some of your stuff over there. Going to be hard for you to push this objective in this flank, but obviously you still have bodies over here and a lot of shooting.
Yeah, I forgot to. So last turn we didn't mention I have a rule actually called Scurry Away that any Skaven hero, instead of piling in the combat phase, can actually run away. So I did that last turn
round
with the Grey Seer to get him out of the Dryads, but I wasn't able to. You pinned him in nice here.
Yeah.
I did forget, though, when you charged the Claw Lord here. I just had done it, and for some reason I forgot here. So, you killed the Claw Lord.
So, I take 3 objectives. I thought about using my command ability again for the shooting thing on that, but now that you have 20 models, I'm killing 2 or 3 on 6s. Maybe I spike a couple.
3 or 4, but
it's not really enough to neuter the unit. You can probably leave the Kurnoth because you can shoot them.
I'm going to shoot. Yeah, they're definitely just going to get shot. I'm going to go this way, but I'm now moving my Vermintide. If you end up charged within 3, so I tried to just move it to an annoying area. Anywhere else, I couldn't get within.
But I was able to charge, stay outside of 3, then pile in close. So
and now it's like it's kind of in my way now, so I'm going to probably just dispel it. But let's see if I can shoot some up. My bells kind of can't move now, but it's kind of in the middle of the board, so
that's okay.
Yeah, if I roll even the one that 4 up mortals to everything, I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. Still lots to play. So we'll be going into bottom of round 3 and Skaven turn 3.
All right, let's do it.
right, Skaven turn 3.
Skaven turn 3. Okay, so the plan. I pretty much knew when we were talking in the last plan what I need to do. Shoot off the current off. Keep kind of this side of the board. I just need to clean up kind of what you can score with Durthu 2. So I kind of moved when I did my charge. I wanted to make sure to stay outside of 3, which we were kind of talking, and I don't know, maybe I should have just fully
I think you should have gone into him.
Yeah, because then with Death Frenzy, I probably would have killed him on the way back.
Yeah.
But I also was thinking too, like even if you get the turn, that's going to happen either way. So you're going to pile into him. I'm going to either kill you on the return, and I don't really care if you come into this stuff because then I can kind of still shoot him off and score. Having the 3 Baton guns, the first one did I think 4 wounds. The second one exploded itself like true Skaven nature. Yeah. So that was a check mark. It rolled 2 5s, so it did 20 shots. 4s are rolling in 4s. So yeah, definitely handily killed them. So yeah, pretty much that's it I think. And then we're gonna see turn 4 is.
Yeah. Also worth noting, your bell, you rolled the mortal wounds.
Yes.
Which actually finished off my branch rate. That was huge.
That was huge.
Otherwise, I could have been summoning 10 Dryads for the next 2 turns.
Yeah.
And teleporting them around. That's a lot of the kind of late game best chance for me to take objectives.
Yes.
So chipping that last wound, because he was blocked from all line of sight, so you couldn't shoot him. But rolling the 9 and then doing the mortal wounds actually worked out perfect because you just chipped that last wound off and it was on a 4-up.
Yeah, and I made the 4-up here too for the one single guy here, which makes me not have to shoot my gun at him.
But you weren't even kind enough to like take your own hit from your own endless spell. Yeah. You rolled the 1 on that, so that was just mean.
Yeah, it was. Even so, 8 and 9 is 4-up D3 mortals within the peel. I think 5 and 6 is 4-up 1 mortal. So they both had 1. So I guess that could have got that, but. That was huge because that was the only way, like I said, we could have gotten because he was in the middle of that overgrown. Yeah. So I couldn't see him. And that's I'm constantly, I hate overgrown, especially with this list. Like, there's no way I can shoot this stuff. So
it's tough.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's priority roll here.
Yeah.
A 1?
That's a 5. All right. Well, yeah, I just take the turn and wipe. I think if the Storm Vermin can do it. If I don't take the turn, I guess I can burn 1. But yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. So yeah,
so you're gonna take it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Okay, so I'll get to burn an objective.
Yep.
So we'll see. Might be wrapping it up pretty quickly, but for now, I'm gonna burn this objective. You're taking the turn.
Yep.
And you stored 2 points this round.
Yep.
All right, so going into round 4 with Skaven going first. All right, so just wrapping up the game. Obviously, your turn 4, you were able to finish off Durthu, finish off my Arch Revenant, just barely.
Yeah.
And pretty much sealed the game. Now, we rolled out the last round. So working through the last couple turns, so you scored 2.
Yep.
On the top of...
Bottom of 3.
No, this was the top of 4. On your turn, you just scored 2 here at the end of your turn.
Because I won, yeah.
I would have had my turn, and I still would have scored this one. So I would have scored 1 point here. So you would have had the 1 point advantage going into round 5, but I have no models on the table.
Mm-hmm.
If I win priority, I can burn one of yours, but you can take both here still.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. If you win priority, you can give it to me and burn mine, and then no matter what, you score 2 points.
Yeah.
So you take this game by by 1 point.
Is it by 1?
It's by 1 point. Because I would have been up 1. You're scoring 2 here, so
yeah,
that's how close the game is.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Yeah, wow.
So I was just kind of saying at the end there, I needed my Arch Revenant to survive or Durthu to get his stomp off.
Yeah.
Durthu with the stomp could have been attacking first. He's still on 5 attacks, D6 damage.
Yeah.
So there's the potential. Now he's super swingy, obviously, but there's the potential that he could have killed a whole heck of a lot of Storm Vermin.
Yeah.
And then you're still battle shotting the rest. So any he kills is huge there. So could have been big if I had got the stomp off. Didn't get the stomp off, so irrelevant, and you're able to finish him off in combat. I think I got lucky, obviously, with Uldru and kind of blocking line of sight. It really let me play a little bit more. I just can't. We saw as soon as I'm out in your shooting range, I just melt. You can just chew through stuff. So there's not really anything I can do, and I don't get my reroll saves on my turn off. So
the rattling guns are insane. If you can't kill them, which like we were talking, I thought you maybe were using your Kurnoth or the bows usually. So that's one thing that Skaven, like when I played competitive, I know we were talking about it. I usually struggled against shooting armies because if you shoot my guns before my guns can shoot you, that's essentially it. So
my more traditional Heartwood kind of balanced list with more shooting, like you were saying, would have been stronger in this matchup. But again, taking Winterleaf, it's another common build, and just want to play something different for the channel, give a different look of the army. But not as good in this matchup. But Uldru helped me hide a little bit more. Obviously, my Wildwoods do the same thing, so I could have hidden them regardless.
Anyways,
but being able to hide everything else for a turn or two. Really, it wasn't until round 3, round 4 that you really started to get more of your shooting kind of power.
Yeah, I left a lot of stuff back, as we were saying before too. Like I don't know why I kind of kept my 3 rattling guns a little bit back. I wanted to keep them within his range as well for Overseer and everything, but I could have even pulled them out a little bit further.
Push them a little further.
Yeah.
They weren't really threatened because I don't have shooting, right?
No.
So
and other than the Kurnoth, nothing over here was.
And I was able to just kind of sit back out of the ranges.
Yeah.
And really, not until really the double turn against the Arch Revenant here were you able to actually finally, get stuff in range and into the Kurnoth.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, it's crazy. It actually came down pretty close to the end. A lot of things could have happened. Well, I wanted to say Death Frenzy with the Storm Vermin because the Storm Vermin are insanely strong.
And I didn't have any tools to deal with them. No, I wanted to try and use my command ability, but I never had the opportunity to really leverage it. I was hoping I would get that opportunity with Drycha, but you having huge move and shooting.
The Doom Wheel.
Yeah, should have kept her at least outside of the range of the Warp Lightning Cannon, because that's an easy one to measure. So I didn't need to
27 threat.
I should have stayed back from that. So that was kind of a needless mistake. I didn't really sure I killed 6 or 8 Storm Vermin that first. I think it was 6 with her shooting, but that's not really super relevant. I need her to survive the game. So losing her turn 1 was just a huge mistake.
Yeah. With the range I had for sure. Yeah. And the peel, I guess we didn't say, the peel of Doom was actually pretty huge too.
That was huge. Killed the Branch Wraith. Crippled the Arch Revenant.
Killed the single one here.
Yeah. Not that you could have still finished that guy off.
Yeah. I would have had to waste a whole rattling gun on him though, pretty much. And you know me, I probably would have.
But you did have one spare when you killed the Kurnoth Hunter.
Yeah.
So you could have.
That's right.
Depending on, might have had to shot in a different order, but I think you still would have been fine there.
Yeah, I was not disappointed in the Arch Warlock because he still makes everything more damage and he rerolls his sparks, but just the Overgrown, not being able to shoot into things, him not really, even on a Balewind, because his spell is very, very good as well, his Warp Storm.
Knew going into it that Tree Lord Ancient's probably the better choice, but I wanted to take Durthu, give him a chance. I know he's so much less consistent now that you can't take the Realm Artifact with Dire Strike. So he's a cute, fun, flavorful choice, but as we saw, any shooting or mortal wounds at range, you chip off 3 wounds, and he's neutered. He did 5 damage when he finally got in with his double pile in.
It's 3s and 3s.
It's so disappointing.
3s and 3s and random damage characteristic is never good.
Durthu definitely gets cut, I think, after this performance. I mean,
heavy cut.
Not unexpected. Obviously hope to do a little more. Knew I'd be able to dance around a little bit with the terrain, at least my Wildwoods. The terrain obviously helped as well to keep him hidden, but...
Yeah, the magic too, I guess. Just having that +2 spell is pretty good. But like you said, there's too many things that you need to have happen and go right. Like, think about if I had Croak on a +2 dispel or unbind. Like, you know what I mean? They're not standing a chance with any of that stuff.
Yeah. I think realistically, if you want to get Durthu in and reliably, again, you either need to run Durthu and a Tree Lord Ancient. You could drop Drycha, run a Tree Lord Ancient so you can still get the Wildwood. Get the
+3
spell,
charge you need.
Gives you a lot more chances because it's not uncommon for you to get this turn 1 with Throne of Vines, right? You get the +2.
And why isn't it just how many ones did you roll?
Oh yeah, it's needlessly unreliable, this spell, right? Because you cast it and then you need to roll a 2-up.
Yeah.
There was one round I rolled 3 1s.
Yeah. Like, why is it even a 2-up?
It was on your turn, so it was just for the +1 to save.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world, but it's still just silly, right?
Like, it's just defeating. Like,
you have to cast a hard spell, and your only pluses to cast are from one spell, so you have to give that wizard the 2 cast item.
Yeah.
So there's an item you have to invest. If you take a sub-faction, you have to then take a battalion to get a second item.
Yeah.
So you have to get that 1 spell off on a 5 to get +2 to cast, to be able to reliably cast this, which you still need to roll a 5 if it goes off on a 7.
Yeah.
Not get unbound on any of those casts, so you either have to sit at the back of the board or just hope you're playing a weak magic army. Then you have to roll a 2-up. Then you also have to get a Wildwood to be able to project your power, get your teleport, get your units across the board. Otherwise, you're sitting with a +3 move going to 8.
Yeah.
You're not getting anywhere. Even on the close deployments where you're 19 away, you still have best at 11-inch charge. Like, that's a joke.
Yeah.
So you need the auto summon tree to be able to try and bounce. Now, you can do a similar thing in Dreadwood, where you automatically get a teleport. So that's a build that you see a little bit. But you lose so many other tricks. Actually, I forgot all about the exploding 6s this game in combat. But realistically, it's not going to change much. Anything, maybe I kill 2-3 more Storm Vermin, but anything else I was killing as I was getting into it, so it wouldn't have changed much. Yeah. But that obviously is a silly one to forget about. But the double pile in, the anti-horde ability, which should have been huge in this match for me.
Yeah.
You would lose that. So you could go Dreadwood, get the automatic teleport outside 9, as long as you make the spell and the 2-up.
And the 7 other things you need to do.
Yeah, the other thing I really think has a lot of legs, actually surprisingly, is one of my preferred builds.
Yeah.
It's actually going Gladeless. So no sub-faction, but it lets you actually choose your command trait, and there's a +2 to charge aura one. With that, it would actually let you deep strike stuff, because you have to have stuff on the board with this spell. Because you have to be within range at the end of your hero phase. It's not in the movement phase.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you don't Gladeless, you could take the +2 to charge Warsinger command ability. That's an aura. You could drop a couple of units down with a hero, with +2 to charge. It's not +3, but it's still a 7-inch, and take a couple command points for some rerolls. That's, I think, kind of a better delivery method. That's where Sylvaneth struggles, right? They have some shooting. They have great melee combat, but they just have no way to deliver it to the places that they need it to be.
Yeah.
And the army really wants to hide in the woods, wait for you to come to them. But most of the time, your woods aren't on the objective, so that's it's so tough. I'm deep diving Sylvaneth here. I love this army. I'm passionate about this army. This was my first army getting back into the hobby.
I didn't even think of that. It's both of our treasures.
It's tough. It's like they have play, but it's always a tough match, and there's sometimes, unless they tech into the shooting, which is I have to take that one sub-faction to get the reroll hits. That's the only way to get reliable shooting.
And then you can't use the teleport. You use the other ones that give you the...
Yeah, there's different things. So,
again,
that's why I play that build more. I think that has more legs in the meta.
Yeah.
It has the non-unbindable, bringing back a Kurnoth Hunter each round spell.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is good, yeah. So, still feel like that's maybe the more balanced, better way to go, kind of in the current meta. But again, still an uphill battle.
Yeah, that was an amazing rant. I love that.
I'm obviously passionate about my Sylvaneth. And
I agree, though. How many things you need to do in a succession is unbelievable. to get some benefit. But
yeah, so this is the tactical fashion deep dive on Sylvaneth. You got as a little bonus in this match, but yeah, good one, great game.
Yeah.
Super fun, like you said with Skaven, getting the random stuff. Like you rolled a 20 on your Doom wheel, but it's like you can't, we should just laugh about that. It's so random and unexpected that there's nothing you can't prepare for it. And whichever way it goes, whether you're getting the big moves or blowing yourself up, it's fun for both players. So
amazing.
Skaven's always a great army to play against.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, after that, again, long-winded rant. Hope you've stuck with us and. Thanks for watching this battle report. Obviously, always appreciate you just watching it, and I hope you enjoy the content. And then I want to say an especially big thank you to our premium team. You guys really drive this channel forward, make it all possible. Getting this terrain out. We're probably by the time this video goes out, we've probably hit our mark for the first membership goal. Letting us expand, add 2 new tables. Now it's going to take a little bit of time printing and painting all the terrain, but I ordered the mats already just in anticipation, so I'm just too excited. So,
they look awesome.
Yeah,
They're amazing.
Some new stuff, and our premium members are going to be able to vote for that. So we'll probably let that vote run for a week or 2. So even if you jump in the premium team a little late, we'll still have that vote going for sure when this video is running. So definitely check that out.
Cool, just voting on armies and everything too. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
getting to see what you want to see on the channel. And,
exactly.
So, with that, we'll wrap things up here. Ridge, thanks for coming down. It was a great game.
Yeah.
You barely snuck by Sylvaneth.
Love it.
But we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.